This is Ghost Radio, and you're getting drunk with Mike and Pete on the Wort.
Then we're back. This is the Wort with Mike and Pete. In studio with the Brewers Collective, Sarah, Mike, and their buddy Chris. Chris, we haven't heard from you.
How you doing?
There you go.
Feel free to chime in.
And there's
I need a beer. I need
Our
a
team.
beer.
Oh, shit. My bad. I'm sorry.
Yeah, what's up?
Wow.
Forgive me.
You forgot about me, right?
All right. Let's open up the second.
I did bring enough cups, so you had
I
on
knew I
the
was
last
all-
round.
that's
That was
all
nice.
me.
Yeah, that's all me. I failed.
Yeah. No, it's good.
Nice. So-
Usually I'm the one pouring, by the way, right? I'm usually, because I can't
Yes.
stop bartending, so I just keep
well,
opening.
that's why I do it now. I can't. Like, I didn't have any bartending experience, but now I've been working the bar at a brewery for a
Right,
year.
so now you
like,
just can't stop pouring. You're
can't-
like, boom, 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 keep
all
pouring.
over it, man. All over it. Here you go.
So what do we open now? This looks like grapefruit juice. I'm liking this.
Yes. So this is a very special beer. This is Loot. Loot is.
Give me the loot.
Give me the Loot. It is our first blockbuster beer, if you will.
Ooh.
Like this was a very popular beer that we created. It's actually a gruit ale. A gruit ale is different than a traditional beer in the sense that it utilizes herbs in place of hops for both flavor and preservation.
Okay.
So it's an ancient style of brewing. It kind of existed before everything was sort of homogenized and just brought together with beer as we know it today with
Right.
barley, malt, and hops. And but people used to brew with the herbs that were available in their area. So if you had like mugwort and all kinds of stuff, you put that
Sure,
in your
mugwort.
beer and
Lots of that.
yeah, lots of that. Why not?
You want to trip
Yeah,
out?
so-
Over here?
sure. Oh, and there are some that have like
Yes.
properties like that,
Yes.
but not anything easier. Anyway, so
Right.
this is our modern take on a gruit ale. So Loot it's a light ale on its base, and then we add to it hibiscus, lemon balm, and sage. So it's very floral.
I felt the sage. That's kind of
Ours
one
in
of the
the
first things.
glass.
Then I got lemon still there, which is nice. And it has the look of it is like ruby red grapefruit juice.
Yes.
And it's a beautiful 6%.
Yes,
Really?
6%,
Yes.
yes.
Wow.
This will.
That's surprising for an herb-based ale.
yes.
Low carbonation, right?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. You don't want it
Yeah.
to be too.
No.
Yeah.
You want the flavor to be
It's definitely
there
something
without
I've
the
never had
carbonation.
before.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It's a very unique beer. Like people are like, what am I drinking?
Yeah.
What is this pink elixir that you have given me?
You would
Like,
think that it's just the ladies, but the guys
The
come
guys
back to suck
love
these things down because they're
No,
just
for real,
They go right down
very
quick.
crushable.
Dude, yeah.
on a
6%.
hot, like warm.
So
after
after
Yeah.
two
Yeah.
of them, you're like, oh, all right.
All right.
Now I'm getting into this girly beer. I like this.
yeah, but no,
It
this
almost
was-
tastes like it has that infused sangria to that level.
good.
Because I've done a like an herb-based
Yeah.
There is more.
what do you call it? Like a just sat in the liquor. So I had a bottle of Titos. I threw
Gracias.
watermelon and basil and some herbs in there to kind of change it up. And then
Tito's
you
at
bring-
your house?
Yeah, my house is great. My wife is just obsessed. It's just so annoying for a
Everyone's
bartender for
drinking
your even your
Tito's now though.
Ah,
don't know.
it's because it's
It's low carb.
it's just
Mrs.
because
O'Toole
it's,
has the handle of
oh yeah. I was just saying top it off.
Tito's.
I don't know.
yeah.
Yes, there was a handle. That's the key. And yesterday,
It was a handle.
by the way, what was it? Friday night? No, it was last night. I left. There was a bottle and a half of Tito's. I came home. There's a third of a bottle left. That's how much Tito's
Your
was
kids
consumed.
drink
Not
a
just
lot, huh?
no. We had friends over while I was at the bar, but Jesus Christ, they sucked down that Tito's.
It is pretty smooth. But yeah, no. So
And
yeah,
so is that.
Yeah, yeah. That's,
Very good.
Yes, it's a great. We always brew it in the spring. We brewed it a little bit early this year because we're bringing this bad boy to Tap New York with us also.
Oh, good, yeah.
So we wanted to make sure it was ready and where it needed to be. So that's coming. And yes, this is really popular, especially in the warmer months. And it's
Yeah, because it has that light feel, and it's like I said, if you're looking at it through a glass, that's
Summer in a glass.
Yeah.
Summer glass,
Yes.
Yep.
like ooh.
No, yeah.
Sum up what beach beer would be, and
Mm-hmm.
a lot of the things that are coming out now, like kombucha and stuff like that, are all trying to be. And of course, in the last few years, those silly little Line and Klugers, the
Shandies.
Shandies.
Oh yes.
which I don't really like all that much, but occasionally on a beach
I'm
to
not-
like,
yeah.
oh, okay, I could do that. But this is delicious, and this is
Thank you.
6% on
This
top
is
of that.
6%, yeah. So we do.
Yeah, I
we've
could
done a
touch
couple
that.
of gruits now. I mean, gruits they're very hard to find. Not a lot of people do.
I've never heard of
gruits.
it before.
Oh, all right, cool. Yeah, a new gruit drinker. Yeah, no, we actually we developed this during our time in Farmingdale. We called it like our psychedelic tea party. But it was in my basement of my house. Like we took like a bunch of the herbs and we steeped them in a tea just to see if we get the right percentages. We wanted to get the right color and the right flavor base because, like, truth be told,
mushrooms.
I'm
just kidding. I'm just kidding.
No,
Sure.
but it was
yeah.
we're making herbal teas literally
Yes.
in the basement, and then because we wanted to hone it in and make it right. And no two batches of lute are exactly the same. That's just the nature of like the herbs that you use.
And even if
and
you
all
were
that.
to kind of exactly calculate what you put in there and everything, the herb itself
Yes.
might even change in
Exactly,
its
like
profile.
where it was
that's
grown,
the
where it
difference.
came
Yeah.
from.
Herb-
Absolutely.
The herb itself changes.
The stuff
on
that's-
every growth cycle.
So the ale base starts with what? What are you?
It's mostly 2-row,
okay.
so it's just very basic. It's very light. The malt is not really the star. You really want to showcase the herbs, so
we just want something to work off of.
exactly. Yeah. Well, just a nice, a good.
And that's what helps
empty
it come in
palate.
at 4, I guess.
Oh, for sure, yeah. And it's interesting. Like gruits are hard to make palatable. Like if you don't get your percentages right, like it's pretty gross. Like it's like, wow, I'm tasting plants in my beer.
Yeah.
That's good. Or it's like kind of like when the pith of something gets into a fruit drink that you're drinking. It's like, oh god, the bitterness, like not good bitterness.
What other herbs have you tried?
Oh yeah, so lute. We have a few. Yeah, so lute has a dark and dirty cousin. Its name is Witchbinder. And the Witchbinder. And Mike, you tell us about that because you helped make that beer last time.
Witchbinder is Long Island cheese pumpkins picked from the
Cheese pumpkins.
Which is not
Yes.
there's actually not cheese or anything like that. But
No,
it's
I know, yeah.
yeah.
A
It's
Long
It's
a
a
Island
style
cheese
of pumpkin,
It's
yeah.
a cooking pumpkin.
Is it more like a gourd?
It's a
no,
sugar
it's-
pumpkin.
it's a
It's
sugar-
lots,
like a-
lots of flesh.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Bomb ass pumpkin pie from Long Island. cheese pumpkin.
Any pumpkin pie you have
Yeah.
is
It's
a
true.
cheese pumpkin.
Okay.
Yes, any good pumpkin pie is
Yeah,
a cheese
thank you
pumpkin.
for the
Right?
correction,
Yeah. Let me
yes.
change
You
that.
go to,
around,
like,
'cause a lot of
Louis and
pumpkin
Yeah.
pies
Yeah.
are made
Get a
out
pie.
of cans,
Yeah.
If you
and that stuff
got,
is
if
no
you went
good.
Libby's, you
Right.
went wrong.
Yes, no. But if you go to Briarmere's Farms
Yeah.
out east,
Yeah, yeah.
that's where you get that
What
cheese
place?
pumpkin pie.
Briarmere.
Oh, yes,
Oh,
I've
yes.
heard
The
of
land
them.
pie
of
place.
pies and
The land of-
dreams.
If you
Yes.
ever desire a pie,
my
you walk
God.
into that place. It's a little shack on the side of the
It's
road
not near
on
Thanksgiving, you
Sound
won't be able to
Avenue.
get in.
But let me tell you, the best pies come
I've
out of
heard.
there. You order your pies weeks before the holiday
Yes.
months before, because you don't want that line. That line is down a mile.
It's ridiculous.
It's crazy.
Can't even
how
park.
many
You gotta
people
walk
No,
them
you
out
can't
there.
park.
for
It's
that
ridiculous.
pie.
I had a raspberry and cream one that they do.
A
It's
rhubarb
like,
pie?
yeah.
I'm not into
Insane.
that kind of stuff, but let me tell you something.
Yeah.
It was good.
I'll
Real
take
good.
anything if it comes off the side of the road out
Right.
east. This is
And
delicious.
I handpicked
like
the
what?
Long Island grown sage,
Okay.
smoked it on
So
my...
is this part of that where you have to use 20%? So you're going to use
No,
local?
we try and stay with any kind of fruit and vegetables that we use in our stuff from Long Island,
Okay.
from the farms.
It's gotta be
in the
fresher,
Hamptons.
obviously.
Well, it's
Yeah.
fresher, and it's nice. It's just nice to taste beer from the place where it comes from,
Yeah.
where it's
Yep.
made. It's like
So it's from
know.
Long Island.
Okay.
All the ingredients.
The whole thing?
Most of it
Most
comes
of it,
from
yeah.
here,
Yeah.
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 The
And Luke in
2-row we take
particular,
from
yeah.
New York State,
Mm-hmm.
but it's
Yeah.
still
Right,
New
yeah,
York
yeah.
State grown. So
Was it
Yeah.
upstate like
well, it's malted
Albany,
in New
Buffalo?
York.
Area?
Yeah, there's a few of them now.
Malted, yeah.
There's a big one that just opened up in like the Hudson Valley region, but there's quite a few maltsters now. But it's not all New York malts in this one. It's a percentage, but a little bit more than some of the others. But lute's great. But Witchbinder, so we have the Long Island cheese pumpkin, and then we take sage, but we smoke the sage. And,
On what
yes.
kind of wood?
Well, what did we use this year?
we used applewood this
Applewood,
year.
Okay.
Yeah,
yeah.
applewood, yeah.
It was
So
quite
then you,
smoky.
do you wet it down first and then put it on, or how's the smoking process?
No,
happen?
what I do is as I'm cooking my brisket, out of the chimney
Nice.
of
This is all
my
good stuff.
smoker,
Yeah, this is.
I take
Pete's
the
got a woody over there.
entire- I take the entire batch
Uh-huh.
of sage and I stick it in the chimney of my smoker.
So
for-
then
for
everything
about
cooking
30
briskets
minutes.
and sitting there.
So all you're getting is the smoke all over that sage, and it's still a nice green leaf, but it has that flavor from
Yeah.
from
And
the
how long
smoke.
is the brisket smoking? Side question.
Um,
Asking for a friend.
I
Side question.
usually do about 12 hours. People say, "Why do you go so long?" But
Slow.
then they taste my
Low and slow.
brisket, and they
It's
realized
unreal.
that
Unreal.
Good
Mike's,
stuff.
Mike's real true is I should have been a chef.
You doing injecting and whatnot?
Oh,
The whole deal?
no, everything.
What do you- like,
everything
what
is
kind
a
of
rub.
rub?
Everything's a special rub. I won't tell you what I
Nah,
put in
no,
mine.
no one releases their rub
But my
recipes.
special ingredient is grade C Vermont pure maple syrup.
Grade C.
Yes, which
I don't
is
even
a
know where to
cooking.
find grade C.
It-
Grade
it-
B is
it's a
usually
it's a heavier,
it's heavier.
cooking.
very dark,
Yes,
right?
yeah.
Yep.
I come from Vermont, so my family's into
Syrup.
sugaring. And,
Yeah.
And do you
Yes.
substitute that for like the brown sugar element?
Yes, I
Yeah.
don't use brown
Yeah,
sugar.
so that's what
I
you
use-
still need that
No,
that brown
but
sugar
That is my
level.
sweetness at the end of your hot.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Cool.
Which brings
sounds
my
good.
brisket to a beautiful.
And then everything else is
All caramelized
Your
goodness on the
alchemy.
outside. We're gonna have you back in the summer for food.
Yes.
tasting.
Come on over.
Dude, we got a whole.
Actually, I just bought
Pull up the
myself a
smoker.
cook shack.
Did you?
It's a-
Oh,
it's
these things are
a-
ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
Do you have a
It's an
trailer hitch
electric
for it? Because then you
smoker,
can go
which
on
is
the-
the first time I'm going electric, but it also smokes
More
wood.
consistent, I would guess.
Right. It's a set it, not
Set
a
it and
forget
forget it,
it,
but-
not a forget it because you need the 10. You
Easier
need-
to maintain the temperature,
right.
though, right?
Yes, it's a complete box that you
At like
use.
225
Yes,
or something.
and
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
digitally programmed.
That's awesome.
Everything. The meat has probes in it.
You just want to eat meat right now.
I
don't you?
sure do.
Yeah, I sure do. You're like, now it's time for meat. We're gonna do meat talk with Pete and the Penis. Apparently, that's the new show name, by the way.
We're gonna have
Peeps
another
in
show.
the
It's called The Pig.
Yeah.
Let's do it. I'm in, guys.
Campaign.
I'll
We got
bring the
chicken,
smoke.
beef, pork. We got a whole place you can dump an engine and then cook half of a pig back there. It's nice.
Yeah, no, yeah, we've done a few gruits, but Witchbinder. So yeah, we have that and the smoked sage and a couple other things, and but that comes in at 7.6% EBV. Like you get witchbinded, like it's whoa.
Witchbinder.
It's crazy. Like yeah, it's
now
That's
a
our,
verb.
That's our fall
that's
gruit.
the fall winter
Okay.
Yeah,
season.
that's our going into fall.
Yeah,
That-
obviously with the
that's
cheese
our
pumpkins and the
pumpkin
smoke.
beer.
Okay.
So we're not.
That's cool.
We're
You're
not,
not doing the-
pumpkin flavoring company. We're not out there trying to spice up.
Right.
I'm
but,
not a
But
pumpkin
we've
fan.
done ciders. In last year, we did a couple ciders with nutmeg and
Okay.
and cinnamon
All spice
stuff.
and stuff.
Right,
yeah,
right. So
We called it, was it a harvest cider?
yeah, yep. And it was actually I went to Vermont. I picked 500 pounds of apples
Yes,
myself
you
with my
did.
kids, and I
Wow.
picked 100 pounds of blueberries and.
How'd you get it back here?
I
A
have,
truck-
I have
to
big
pick up?
trucks.
Oh, okay,
yeah,
all
yeah,
I have big trucks.
I roll.
Yeah, and then we pressed them all ourselves.
Yes.
And
Yeah,
I
you have a
couldn't-
press.
Sounds
Yeah.
arduous.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
couldn't move my arm for a week.
Yes, it does.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
Me and Sarah pressed 90.
We sure did,
yeah,
man.
99%.
Wow, that was the
of
weekly
it was
meeting
me
that
and
week. It was
Sarah.
like, let's press some apples.
I came home with a
Delicious, though, let me
5 foot
tell
by
you.
5 foot crate filled halfway with zest
What kind of-
apples,
Okay.
Zestar apples from Vermont, and we then added Corwith Farms apples for our 20%.
Yeah, yeah.
So it made our
Right,
balance
good
and
balance,
New York
yeah.
State compliant.
I don't know anybody else that's doing stuff like that. Just taking like road trips. I mean, they're too big to do stuff like that.
Well, that's the good part about being small.
Yeah.
We get to really expand. And
You could
we're
just go out
still-
for a weekend and go collect ingredients across
our
the
spring,
Northeast.
Our spring pale ale, Shantytown,
Yeah.
is a
Shantytown spruce juice.
is a
yeah.
spruce tipped
Yep.
spruce beer that we've created
Yeah.
that has Long Island grown Norway spruce tips in them.
Wow.
Oh.
And I go out every spring and pick.
And
the
how do you treat
spruce
that? Do you
tips
run
and
it through in
I-
the boil? Where are you putting that?
We put that in the ferment.
Oh.
Yeah, and it's just what we do is I wait for the bud to just start to crack open
Mm-hmm.
when it's its sweetest point, and then I take those buds and flash freeze them and then use.
I was
them
gonna
in
say
the
because otherwise,
Yeah.
would you get like a
if you
bunch
don't
of oil
flash
off
freeze,
it?
right?
well,
if
yeah,
you let
and-
them go any further,
Right.
the tannins come out of
Right,
them, and
and
it
then-
gets very acidic, and you can't use
Yeah,
them.
you can't use that.
Yeah, I mean, people do.
Yeah.
And it comes out good.
But you just
They-
want
people-
that fresh
right,
layer
I
off
want
the
that
thing.
flavor
Yeah.
of a pine in there that just tips you
That
off
sounds
like
really
that's it.
wow.
So
And
where'd
we
you get
call
that
it
idea? Where do you get an
Shantytown.
idea like that? You just walk into the woods.
Sarah,
like, let's get some-
Sarah's husband put it in my mind one day. I build houses in the Hamptons.
Okay.
So I have a big tree farm in Manaville. So the trees
Mike's tree
come.
farm.
No. That's Uncle Vito's tree farm. Don't mess around with Uncle Vito. Yeah, no.
They closed down the tree farm I used to go to.
Oh, which
I know.
one?
What kind of trees you getting?
That Christmas tree.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
it wasn't like a real
I
tree.
like Bruce.
Was it
Blue
one like the
spruce.
gypsy ones that like would pop?
No,
up?
it was the same place every year. We go tag it, and we go back and we cut it, and they just went out of business. The trees are all still there.
What place?
Oh,
Where?
up in Ridge.
I don't know the name of it because it was just a shack.
The mother passed away.
Yes, I did hear that.
Yeah,
That's
the mother
what
passed
that's it.
away. The
Is
son
that Ridge?
Sold,
Is that what they?
Yeah. The mother passed away. The
All
son
right.
sold us a lot of the supplies.
Oh,
But
okay.
he's just keeping the land for right now.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
not doing
he's-
it,
he's,
and they're just
you know-
wildly growing Christmas trees out there.
Yeah. He's
And it's like a
little,
lot. Then
mourning
there's a
of
house
it
in the
all,
middle of
so-
their lot, and then it comes out on both sides of the house.
Yep.
So he owns kind of around the house
Yes.
property.
Yeah.
But it was cool. It was nice, you know, and it was small. Not a lot of people would go there.
I love going to get the tree every year.
I
Terry
don't
hates it.
I don't mind doing that. We try now every year to kind of go find someplace where you can cut, but then they're gonna charge you like $80.
We went somewhere this year where it was really cheap. It was like $40, whatever size
east?
tree. Yeah.
Yeah,
$40.
Lewin's.
Yeah.
Yes.
Lewin's
Lewin's.
Farms.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Lewin's Farms is great. I love him.
It's huge, too.
Steve Saviano, married into the family. Great, nice guy, amazing guy. But the trees, they're thinning out. A lot of people go there.
Yeah, well,
It
that's
was
it.
very-
The more
it's
popular it
huge,
gets, it's harder to
too.
find a
So
good
now
tree.
there's a place called Vertibers on the North Shore. It's small,
Mm-hmm.
intimate, but the trees, every single one of them is amazing.
What
Yeah.
town?
It's
Is it
it's
north
about
of town?
It's about within 5 miles of 105.
Okay.
Okay.
So
That's not
it's
bad.
not a very,
Yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah.
not
No,
a
it's not
very
that far
far
out.
ride. So it's right on the right hand side. It's called Vertibers Nursery, and they are amazing people. You go out with them, they cut the tree for you, they wrap it up right there. You get to cut it. You
Yeah.
know, you get the experience of
yeah.
cutting.
Yeah.
But then they take the tree from your hands right there and they wrap it up for you. It's about a $15 difference from the other places.
But you get like
But
that
the
intimate
tree
feel.
that you have, it's picture perfect.
Hmm.
It's amazing. Soft
What kind of trees do they
pine,
grow out there? Like
And the color, I don't know, to be honest with you.
Oh, all right.
I never asked what it was. It's just
The pretty
when
ones.
you
The idyllic
stand
Christmas
there,
tree. trees.
They're the ideal Christmas trees.
Gotcha.
And it's just this blue color, and
blue spruce? Is it?
I don't think.
I don't
know.
No.
That's my favorite too,
No,
yeah.
I'll be honest. I don't think
like
it's
the
a blue
spruce brew.
spruce. I don't.
There's a name
I-
for you. It's the Spruce Brew.
Spruce
But
brew.
you could use the spruce tips,
Yep.
and then
Yep.
match with that. You know what? Here's an idea. Should do a
Christmas
tasting
beer.
at a Christmas tree farm. People,
See,
I'm
we-
always looking for something to
see-
drink while I'm cutting down a tree.
We did save some. We did save some for the winter brew.
Oh,
But,
nice, yeah.
Our friends at Brick House were brewing, and we actually lent them our spruce tips that we had left.
Ah, cool.
Yeah,
Oh, you had them flash frozen.
Yeah, exactly. I had them. What I do is I vacuum seal them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you
suck
gotta do
all that air
yeah.
out. I have a vacuum sealer in my house. I went and bought an industrial one that I really didn't need. But my wife was like, "What the hell?"
But
is
I'll find a
this
use
thing?"
for it, that's
and
for
I
sure.
said, "Oh no, I go to the butcher once a month,
Yeah.
and I
And I
come
seal the
home."
shit out of that meat.
$400
Yep.
worth of
A
meat,
whole
and I
cow.
sit there for 3 hours
Just sealing
vacuum
meat on
sealing meat. All right, so I like to
Oh,
cook.
meat.
I
You
like
throw some marinade in there
right.
first to
no,
get them
no,
there?
no, no.
Just straight up meat.
Everything's a dry rub. I
Okay.
don't marinate.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we talked
No,
about
yes.
no. Everything goes.
said the N word.
Very insulted by that.
Chris is like, oh, I'm not talking.
You and your marinades.
Just like,
Chris
I gotta
has
get
been
the
to
fuck outta
many
here.
barbecues.
Okay, there you go.
He's been to many
I tried to eat
tailgate
a
parties
couple
too.
of bones once
Yeah.
in a while.
He's just slapping
Even the-
marinades out of people's
even the
hands.
bones
as they show
are
up.
worth
Get that
taking.
shit out of here.
No, but we've made a bunch of gruits, and then so we love to use fresh seasonal ingredients. We love to honor where we come from, and we're just getting started. It's like a lot of it is the creative process is some of the funnest parts of the business. You know, the business has so many facets.
I think
to
what I
it,
really
but,
like about it is the sage. That sage, I like sage as an herb, and that's what kind of makes it.
absolutely, and
the
this,
lemon
and this
and the-
makes great craft cocktails too. I'm
Oh,
sure.
true.
Okay.
So I mean, and because we're the farm brewing, like again, like we are able to have spirits in house and New York wines. So the future's bright.
So the spirits, you have to have New York spirits, correct?
yes, so like LIV or
It has to be a farm brewer.
There's a place I visited up in Roscoe
yeah.
that had spirits. We went to the Roscoe Trout Town Brewing Company, and then we went over
Nice.
to the town, and it had gin, bourbon, vodka. I think that's what they do. And it was excellent. Some of the stuff they had there was great.
Hell yeah.
I'm sure if you get one of those licenses like you're talking about, and then they can match it up the same way we have it here on LIV.
Oh, totally. Yeah, as long as it's produced
And we have a
with New York
bourbon one
State.
out here now too, don't
Yeah,
we?
we do. Yeah, I forget the name. But,
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
And
No,
gin
it's
is
good.
just vodka ran through juniper berries in a sense. So
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's good. And we did one with Scottish Gruit where we used heather flowers. So,
heather flowers.
Yeah, so that was our first collaboration that we did in Bayshore. We did that with the Brick House Brewery.
Okay.
Our friend Paul is the brewmaster there, and yeah, it was all heather flowers, and it was really awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we called it Pictish because it's like from like the time of the Picts in Scotland. It's like the herbs that they most likely
Would
would have
use,
used,
yeah,
or
probably.
in our interpretation. So yeah, that was really fun. That one was like, it didn't have as wide a fan base as Loot does. Like, Loot does a lot of things to a lot of people. Like there is no one type of person that enjoys Loot. Like I get Loot from every type of person you can imagine loves Loot. Like, and like I have people that come in weekly and they say, "You got that Loot beer back? Is that back?" I'm like, "No,
Give me
it's
the
coming
Loot,
in the
give me the
spring."
Loot.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's funny because we had in the Farmingdale place, it used to share a space next to a tattoo parlor.
Yes,
Yeah.
tattoo ritual.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Wow.
They had to
nice.
move down.
That's
They had to
right,
move south on
Farmingdale
Main
people,
Street.
Right.
The mayor like
Oh.
Mayor
they-
McCheese.
Mayor McCheese.
McCheese.
They're like south Main Street, south of the train tracks. They had to they made them relocate.
I had no idea. That's funny.
That's,
That's part of that's like lore for us. That's interesting to know.
I think that's Republic now.
yeah.
The one in Farmingdale?
No.
Or
I don't know.
or maybe the coffee house.
Well, it was literally next to like where Lithology is. It would have been the next building.
Coffee
Yes,
house.
yeah.
So it's like
The coffee house, yeah,
Flux
yeah.
Coffee House. Yeah.
Right.
They're next to like some
this
shitty dive bar.
Right. Yeah.
Like south of 109 on Main Street.
Okay.
But
they
I mean,
left-
but
yeah.
Main Street from, Conklin, and from 109 to
Yeah.
the train tracks is awesome. There's so many, there's a lot of good
So
bars
much,
there. and
Yeah. There was that Hush Bistro was right there too,
Yes.
and they're in Huntington now, right?
They,
Yes.
Yeah, they
They grew out of it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
that's
they
awesome.
moved to Huntington because they got bigger.
Yeah.
It was a tiny place.
Yeah.
And the people that own the Italian place across the street, I don't know why, Vespa.
Oh, okay.
Bought that space, and about the same time that Hush moved, the hibachi place. Actually, the hibachi place closed,
Okay.
and then Hush moved, so they took both buildings, and that's going to be some new.
Oh.
Yeah,
Large
they bought both
restaurant.
plots
Harley's.
back to back. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Nice. It's a good foodie town.
Yeah,
Farmingdale.
there's a lot of good
Yeah.
places there.
Hell yeah.
There you go.
There
Give it a
is.
loop.
What is
Give
this?
it a
Oh,
loop.
okay, I was
Give it a
gonna
loop.
say.
Yeah.
It's not
No,
heavy metal, so I'm out of
well,
my.
No, I know.
Yes, so this
You're like,
tattoo
I've now
place
shut
was
down.
next door, and they left all their artwork on the walls. I think they had to leave rather abruptly. I don't know. And they left this
Yeah,
amazing
appreciate it.
drawing of Biggie. And
Really?
oh yeah, and then
didn't
and then
know
it was
that.
this like as we're like trying to name Loot. We're like. It's so cash.
Yeah.
It's like it's Loot. Give it a Loot. Like, and then that's so So Biggie's like our mascot for this beer. But yeah.
Is it? Do you have the artwork for it? Is
Yeah,
it?
it's in my house right
That's
now.
Awesome.
Yeah, we took it.
Just stole that. I know.
We waited for the record. We
Did
waited
you?
months. We're
Did
like,
you literally
they're
have it
gone.
running out, going, "Give me the loot, give me the loot"? I would've been
yeah,
like singing it as
that
I
was
ran
a-
out the door.
That's a distinct
Yeah,
possibility.
I got the loot.
That's
got the
it.
loot.
Yeah.
They're still open too. I don't know why
Yeah.
they never came back.
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe
like,
it
where's
wasn't
that picture
there.
go?
I don't know.
The hell happened?
It's like a tiny little drawing, but like it's special. It's part of
Yeah.
TV. They can have it for the record. Look, tattoo place if you're listening. You can have it. It's okay.
Still not listening.
Yeah, it's no problem.
I mean,
Come
there
in-
are people
come in
that
and
do
have
listen, but I
some
don't
beers.
think the odds are
Yeah.
that they are not.
I'm not in our favor.
Not
but-
today.
But yeah, we did that one, and then we're gonna be doing another winter brew probably with Spruce. Oh, here's the picture of it. Oh my
There you go.
Tim's watching right now. Here he is.
That's
Oh,
great.
Yeah,
Let me say,
big A,
dude, that's cool.
right?
And is that painting?
Oh, it's a drawing.
It's a
Like
drawing.
hand-drawn pencil.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
shit's ridiculous.
There's an artist name on there?
There's not. No,
Flip it
I'm
over.
wrong.
Yeah.
Something.
Biggie actually drew it himself in the mirror.
Ella Nia, 2010.
I would never have been able to find this song. I would like.
All I typed in was "Give me the
I'm-
loot." I know the song. You wouldn't have been able to come up with that it existed,
No,
but I know it from
did not know. it
the
was
minute
a
she
song.
said loot. I'm like, "Give me the loot."
Oh no, no.
Love
give
it.
people
Some
to-
people get it right away when
Yeah.
they're drinking. They're like, hell yeah. But yeah.
Because I don't think there's anything else that I can associate with loot. To be honest with you, in my life, like I know what loot is. I just immediately I go to music and go search my Rolodex.
Nope.
Loot. Give me the loot. That's it.
So it's not a Metallica song. Is that
So
what
it's
that's-
not. No, it is true that it is not a Metallica song. We'll go back to our regular playlist. We won't play anything anyway. So what do we have next?
All right, so
I'm
last-
excited
yeah,
because I
so-
heard this lineup of
Right.
stuff that's in this, and
Exactly.
it's getting me.
Any chance this is named after the Lamb of God single? No.
No, you don't. Then
Actually,
that's their latest
I
single.
named Duke after the Duke of Bourbon.
Okay.
Which is the Duke of Bourbon is, of course, Bourbon Street and
Sure.
Kentucky and all the happy Kentucky Bourbon County beers that come out of it. And the Duke of Bourbon actually gave his daughter the sole heir to his throne,
Gracias.
and then she actually died without having any children, so it died there.
Really? So
As
there's
this
no
barrel-aged
family.
Beautiful barrel-aged will never be created the same way again. Why not name it the
Similar
Duke?
to what we were talking about
Duke.
before, the ingredients, the barrel, nothing
Right.
will ever be exactly the
Right,
same.
you can't get another barrel
Yeah.
that's exactly
I mean, you
the
could,
same.
you'll get
Where do you
another
get your-
one.
We'll get it close to that.
Right.
Where do you get your bourbon barrels from?
These came from Buffalo Trace.
Okay.
They were 7-year bourbon barrels, freshly dumped within 30 days, refilled. Yeah, so
So they still were wet.
Yeah,
you
they
could still
had
touch them and
liquor.
push them.
No, they had liquor in them.
Really?
Yeah, there was a little bit of juice at the bottom of each one of them.
That's,
And of course,
you know you drank it.
And of course,
You
when,
know you just
when
poured
you,
'em out.
When you taste this,
Yeah.
you'll taste that oak. You'll taste that bourbon. That's what hits you first.
Yeah.
And that's what
And then behind that's
Why
the
wait?
vanilla and the coconut
Yeah,
and stuff
just
like
a little
that.
bit of a sip.
then you
Oh,
get
God,
into
did that
the
smell
flavor. And it's just,
Yes.
to me,
Ooh, I
this
could
is
smell the vanilla.
amazing.
Yeah.
This is amazing.
Yeah, this has been quite popular.
Yes.
I can see why.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, so it's cocoa nibs and
Yep.
Wow, that
It's,
cocoa's
That's something
right
you
there.
want to have in like
Yeah.
a brandy snifter.
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
this is to savor and to love. Like
Yeah.
we do sell it in the tasting room. It's it's $11 for a pour of it, and
Yeah.
people
It's
are
not a
like,
cheap beer,
it's not. It's
but
an
it's-
expensive beer to
it's-
make.
But you're
A
going to get something out of it.
9%.
Right. You're gonna
It,
Yeah.
it sat in barrels for 2 months. I can't replace all that stuff.
No, absolutely.
Then you know what? To me, I should be selling it for $20, but I'm giving it to you for $11.
Giving it away.
Giving it away.
It's a bargain and a half. It's
Right.
double the
I
price.
mean, the amount of time that went in there to create it, the storage of it, it's
Yeah.
to me,
Oh, we
it's
got a
something
call.
special.
We have someone that's going to be calling in. Let's take a listen to who this is. We always take our phone calls live here on The Wort with Mike and Pete. This is The Wort with Mike and Pete. Who am I talking to?
Hi, Mike. Nicky, buddy.
Nicky Nux. What do you say there, buddy?
Hey,
Listen, stop rubbing the phone on you.
hey,
I
am
mean,
I
he
loving
doesn't
it?
have
Am I
to.
loving
What
it?
are you on speakerphone? Jesus Christ.
What the is going on?
Listen, you got to put the phone up to your ear and take yourself off speakerphone. It's really bad, buddy. Are you there now?
Better.
Ah.
Oh, there he is.
Hi, Nick. How are you, buddy?
So refreshing. I'm doing good. How are you, brother?
What are you doing?
I'm good.
What are you drinking right now?
Give you a little check-in on McKellar's. I don't know. Did you actually hit the taps when you went there that day?
No, I know, absolutely not. All I did was grab some merch and a 4-pack.
Okay, so I did hit the taps this week. So I
Okay,
got a
so
good little-
just to give everyone a heads up, this is my buddy Nick. He lives in Queens. He's the king of the Queens breweries. He has visited every Queens brewery, including the brand new one open at City Field called McKellar, the evil twin of Evil Twin. And he has now finally tasted off the taps the McKellar. Tell me a little bit about it, buddy.
It was good, but it wasn't. I don't know, outstanding. I would say it was a very quality beer.
Okay, what'd you have in your
Food,
lineup?
We also had food. We also got food. But
Okay.
I'm going to tell you, do not get the Korean fried chicken. It
Korean
was
fried chicken is a no-go.
Don't do that. And it's a brewery, so you should.
Did you
get
have the
your own,
runs
but,
the next day? Is that what the deal was?
uh,
Hello?
I'm sorry.
what was
No,
that?
I'm talking to him. I said, did you get the runs the next day? And you said?
No. It was like you got skins. It was like no meat on there. I don't know
Ah,
what
all
it
right.
was. It was not good. But
All right, well, tell me about the beer, buddy.
All right, so I brought home some sours too. I'll
Some
tell you
sours,
about that
okay.
in a minute. But when we were in there, we picked up porters. They had 60 taps. They have 60 taps.
60?
There. They have some guest brews.
At a
Whoa.
brewery?
Did you say
Allagash,
60?
60 taps at a brewery?
60.
I don't think we can call that a
60,
brewery.
yeah.
No.
60
Tasting room,
taps.
right?
Yeah. Go ahead. So,
Bar.
How many were McKellar and how many were everyone else?
Croxley's.
So
Yeah, it's now called Croxley's at City Field.
Croxley's
There's
at
no way
City
it was
Field.
all them, right?
No.
no. So they had 2 guest breweries. So I thought they were doing just guest locals, and they had Transmitter, which is
Okay.
awesome. I like Transmitter. They're
Yeah.
down
Yeah.
there over there by
Sales, baby.
LIC,
Mm-hmm.
and then they also had Allagash.
Ooh,
So
that's
they
Nice.
also had a lot
I
of-
love
that's
Allagash
Pete's
White.
freaking sweet spot right
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
Did they have the
it's-
black on tap?
Saison is
Amazing.
Yeah,
Allagash
my
Black.
favorite.
Yeah.
I want to say yeah. I
very
don't
good.
know. I can't tell
Not
you.
a huge
for
stout
sure.
fan.
I should
That's
take
one
a
of my
picture of the
favorites.
menu for you.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, no, I
This
hear.
is the one that's in the
60, you know what I
baseball.
mean?
Yeah, it's in City
the
Field.
stadium,
In the
right?
stadium,
City Field.
yeah.
Sorry, yeah. They had a hockey beer. One of my friends at the brewery brought it was like a 1-day release for the hockey season.
Really?
Beer. Yeah, it was amazing. It was good.
It's awesome. I had you saw in my picture,
Bourbon,
Nick. I had
yeah.
their hazy New England. It was pretty good. It's a
And
solid,
you
you
have
know,
the shirt
IPA.
on, you look so nice in that shirt there, huh?
Oh, you like the
Go,
McKellar? I don't have
man.
the McKellar shirt on today. I got the McKellar shirt because I'm a Mets fan, so I have the McKellar shirt with
Oh,
the
nice.
City
the
Field
Mets
logo.
logo. Oh, really?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Oh, that is- I gotta get one of those.
Yeah, it's- they're nice.
Pretty badass.
They're nice.
Can you make candles of this beer?
Yeah,
Should, yes.
that would be
yes.
unbelievable,
You want to know what?
right? Like
You're
the
right,
smoke,
you're
but with
right.
the
I gotta
vanilla and
work with
coconut.
somebody. I'm gonna call Yankee Candle.
Tomorrow.
See if I can get that
Listen, I got a
fucking
beer.
put my
Send 'em the
in
beer.
They're on the way
fucking
up to
candle.
Vermont.
Yes.
Stop off.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's in
true.
Massachusetts
Yeah.
and on the way.
Day
Don't
trip.
fuck.
Right
Take
off
a
on
trip.
95.
Pass it
good.
every weekend. You might as well stop. Help out the brewery world.
Yeah, and these are Ugandan vanilla beans.
Smell the
Is it?
These
Yes,
are
Ugandan
Ugandan vanilla
Uganda?
beans. Yeah.
we couldn't get the
They have-
Madagascar. They're
The
prohibitively
Uganda
expensive
vanilla
now.
beans.
So what's the
have
difference
a-
between Madagascar and Uganda? Hold on, Nick. Sorry.
That's
Uganda?
$20 a pound.
Profile.
No,
Well, a lot more.
about $1,000 a
$1,000
pound right
yeah.
now.
Wow.
Madagascar has problems
Madagascar
right now.
has a problem with vanilla beans.
Yeah.
So they lost some crops, some things
Bad-
happened.
bad
So now the
art-
Tsunamis and
Agricultural.
right. weather.
Like that, yeah.
the beans
Plane
aren't
parts
available
washing
right
up.
now.
Yeah.
So
Dogs
I
and cats
searched
living
into
together.
a couple different things.
Okay.
I usually make
a
a
great
porter
Ghostbusters
with the
reference.
Madagascar
Thank you.
vanilla
That's-
beans. It's named
happy
after my
place.
daughter Ella.
Okay.
Bill Murray's
And
life.
Ella is just a perfect porter with the perfect amount of vanilla added to it, and it's an amazing beer.
It really is.
It's like my daughter. She's amazing. The beer's amazing. What are you gonna say? You know, I had to name it.
Very
after her.
nice. 9%, right? You said
No,
9%?
that-
That's Ella.
No,
That's
that was,
that was
that
our.
was- yep.
Yeah. That we're talking about,
But
the
now
Duke
the
is 9%.
Uganda vanilla beans,
Oh,
when I
okay.
came across these,
Yeah.
they have like a cigar flavor,
Ooh.
a tobacco flavor
They
to
smelled
it.
Like that
amazing
kind of
when I
smokiness.
had
Right,
yeah.
that kind of flavor brought me to the bourbon barrel.
Ah, okay, yeah. 'cause
Then
it's-
I started tasting different bourbons.
Okay.
I bought 6 different bottles of different places. What
An-
I liked,
Angel's Envy. You ever do Angel's Envy?
No, but what I tasted was what barrels were available at the time.
Oh, okay, yeah, you go by
So I found Buffalo Trace
Mhm.
to fit with that smoky flavor from that cigar flavor of the bean.
that. So you can
the
replace
best.
that from the Madagascar that you were
right.
missing.
So I changed it from the porter to a stout, and then I added the bourbon barrel with the
Okay.
Uganda vanilla beans.
How do you pick which bourbon? Do you taste like for the barrels? Are you tasting the
The
bourbons?
barrel? I tasted the run from last year's barrels
Okay.
of Buffalo Trace, and that's where I came to find that was
How do you
Just
go
like
from a
sampling
porter
like a
to
bunch of different
stout?
bourbons.
that was it. Yeah, me and my father-in-law had
What
a
was that?
couple different.
What'd you say, buddy?
How do you go from a porter to a stout?
Well, it was a totally different. It brought me when the beams weren't available. That's when I came up with the Duke, the stout. It was a totally different recipe. I didn't create it from the
And this is
porter.
an imperial stout,
Oh,
so
right.
it's double the amount.
Yeah, this is
at
a
least of-
9%
yeah.
stout.
I think it was asking is how do you can you get it from a porter to a stout like with just
well,
a
not,
few
not
extra
without changing
ingredients?
the recipe.
Right,
slightly,
right.
Yeah.
Grain.
It's a different
yeah.
batch.
Yeah, you
it's
gotta
a
start from the
totally
beginning.
different
We're talking about two
totally
different brews.
beer.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we have this love of vanilla beans that
Yeah.
stretch. that
But
came-
he's saying
yeah.
he's making the jump like you go from a porter and brewing with the vanilla, then they go to a
Right.
stout, and
Yeah.
it's a natural progression.
For me, a dark beer is. I'm not gonna. I I
What about
don't
some brown
gravitate
ales?
to the
Guys do any
IPA.
brown
Not
ales
that I
over there?
Hell yeah, we
create
do.
the
We
IPA.
do. We do Bay Shore Badman Brown Ale. It's awesome.
Yeah,
We call it BB-18.
yeah.
Yeah, we do, yeah, 'cause it came out the
Star
same.
Wars credits.
Yeah,
There you go.
my husband's gonna be so upset right now. No, but
Was
Bayshore
that secret
Badman,
knowledge?
a little bit. Well, because
Oh.
it's such a long name, Bayshore Badman 2018. We're like, no, and it's gonna be BB-18. And for shout
yeah.
out to Claire who gave me the idea. One of our regulars, Claire, gave me the idea to shorten it to BB-18 because it was the day that the new Star Wars came out. It was the day that it came out.
Yeah.
That's what the kids do nowadays.
That's right. That's right.
Shorten it
but
all
it's-
up, right?
yeah,
The
it's a-
acronym it,
it's a-
buddy?
It's a lovely brown ale. We put toasted coconut in that brown ale also.
Ah.
Yeah, I'm sad that I couldn't bring that today, but that kicked quickly, so that was good.
Actually,
Speaking
didn't
of-
she drink the last cup?
I don't think so. No, that was
Oh.
Bagel Vision. Danielle.
Oh.
Here's
What's
the
funny is the
Danielle.
first thing that came to mind when you said Uganda beans was this.
And your mission location is Uganda.
Uganda? Cool. Where is that?
Africa.
Is that Josh Gad?
Like Lion King.
It's Olaf.
It's a
What is
Book of
that
Mormon.
from? Oh.
Mormon.
I never got to see that.
Oh, I haven't
seen that
my
either.
God,
Okay.
I'm
What
so
a
sad.
if you're gonna see the next thing, go
Damn
watch
it.
that one. It's
I
good.
know.
Because I'm not into Broadway music, but I will listen to this entire soundtrack because how inappropriate it is, but on such a very basic level.
Yeah.
So it just had this whole. That's one of the first things that That's actually a spoiler if you know anything about it.
Yeah.
That they actually go to Africa, but other than that,
Well, now I can't see it.
yes, you can.
Is it still on?
So, Mikey,
Broadway?
you want to talk about
It
a
is,
beer
okay.
real quick?
I don't think
used to
Josh
buy a
Gad
couple
is
more
still in
beers
it.
I had over
No.
here.
What'd you have over there, buddy?
GK.
What are you
I had
drinking?
I had the 2 sours.
Which-
now I'm
okay,
all
so the
about these
McKellar sours.
because-
Nice.
Are they
Yeah, I
McKellars?
had the McKellar sours. They
All right,
were
go
like
ahead.
$14 a bottle, but they were, what was it, like
Wow.
maybe like 16 ounces, maybe? I don't know, like
Okay,
20
so
ounces.
they were a
I
pint.
don't even know what they were, but it was like a lot of money, not a lot of beer.
All right.
And they were delicious though.
Okay. What was the profiles like? Cranberry.
So I got lingonberry,
Okay.
and I got passion fruit.
Ooh. Okay.
And there
How
was
was the passion fruit?
7.7% alcohol, which is right in my wheelhouse. I love those. I like that. That's right there. That's right where I like to be.
Okay.
And that's like what KCBC had. The other Brewers Collective, right? The one in Brooklyn.
Oh, yeah, no,
over
we're
there.
the Brewers Collective. Yeah,
Yes,
we're not,
they're a whole nother
Hey.
county away.
Yeah, no, we're an actual
2 counties,
collective.
3 counties away.
So, but they're the ones that turned me on to good sours. They have a very good one too,
Yeah.
and so I've been trying them more. I had Victories a couple of weeks ago.
Okay.
You ever have that Victory one? What is it, Sour Monkey or what it is? Or, that's
The Golden
that's
Monkey.
9%.
Golden Monkey.
That's a Golden
It's a-
Monkey is
yeah,
a ale.
banana
Sour
triple.
Monkey is a sour.
Oh yeah, it's a banana triple.
And it's a strong sour
Yeah.
too.
I don't like bananas.
And so usually sours you don't get over 5 or
Right.
over 6 really. So these are all 7 from McKellar's and they were delicious. They really were.
That's awesome.
The lingonberry was a little hazy and it was nice and it looked almost thick.
Listen, buddy, my
Yeah.
sister's going to be popping out a kid in May, and she's a season ticket holder. So we got to go over some dates, and we got to plan a trip for the boys to go in. Saturdays, usually Saturdays or Sundays are for the boys. So we'll take a trip in, and we'll hit up the brewery together, and we'll taste some stuff, and hopefully not pay an arm and a leg to
You
go.
do a road show.
Yeah, no. We're going to go see a baseball game. I'm getting to begin with, so I'm not going to now haul
Even
around
better
equipment
for
and
radio.
gear into a
Better for
baseball
radio.
field. All right, you go ahead and talk. Your turn.
No, I'm sorry. Guys,
All right, buddy.
no. All right, guys, I'm going to listen now. Go ahead, guys. Enjoy.
Love you, buddy.
Later, man. Cheers.
All right, good talk to him. He doesn't ever say like I'm hanging up now. He just goes. All right. So that's Nick. Nick's from Queens. Thanks a lot for calling in. These are our correspondents. I don't know if I told you anything, but we have correspondents that call in. Graz is not one of them because he drinks Coors Light. But we do have correspondents up and down the East Coast. My buddy Mike lives up in Boston, in Canton, Massachusetts, home of Trillium. After we're done here, I have one more treat for everybody. And then we have a girl down in Florida. Her name's Ashley, Blonde Brew Reviews. She go ahead and takes a look at all the Florida breweries and then reports back to us.
Nice.
And
Little funky Buddha.
yeah, and we try to share a little bit through beer mail and stuff like that.
Nice.
And we try to
Sharing is caring.
part of our show. So when we don't have a brewer coming into the show like last time, we basically lean on them a little bit and talk about beer and stuff like
That's
that.
awesome.
So, yeah,
Very nice.
just part of the show. So they always do call in at one point or other throughout our 2.5-hour marathons that we put together here
Seriously.
without even trying. Like we scheduled 2 hours, and we always go
We've
way.
never
We've
had-
never
yeah,
done 2 hours.
never
We've
done
done
2
a
hours.
minimum 2.5.
Yeah.
We've done a 3-hour.
Yep.
Easily. So yeah, we're right there. We're right there. We're gonna enjoy this delicious.
I'm done enjoying it.
Well, there's more.
There's more to enjoy.
There's more to
if you'd
enjoy.
like, if you'd like.
So we're gonna enjoy the rest of this. We're gonna take a quick break. When we come back, we'll wrap it up. This is the Wort with Mike and Pete. We're here with Sarah and Mike from the Brewers Collective. There, buddy, Chris.
Yo.
There he is. We always like to hear.
Welcome to the party, Chris.
Welcome to it.
That's the Duke.
Yeah. All right, we'll be back right after this.
Govs Radio. You're listening to The Wort on Govs Radio.
Hey, moron, it's pronounced the Wort.
What the hell is a wort?
It's pronounced the Wort.
What is it? The wort? Yeah, okay, I'll do that again. This is The Wort on Govs Radio.
It is the Wort. Not wart, not fort, not short. The Wort.
I'm sorry, I just don't know what that means. When do you guys start drinking?
Who says we haven't been drinking?
Where's mine? If I say it correctly this time, can I have a drink?
We'll think about it.
You're listening to The Wort on Govs Radio.